Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Justin Fields posts cryptic photo as Steelers GM speaks at NFL Combine. Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback Justin Fields doesn't post a lot on social media, so when he does, it's worth taking notice of what he shares and when he shares it. For example, on February 25, within hours of Steelers general manager Omar Khan addressing the media at the NFL Combine, Fields dropped a photo of himself and teammate Connor Hayward celebrating a Pittsburgh touchdown on his Instagram story. The picture can be seen below. Although Fields attached no words to this cryptic Instagram post, outside of tagging Hayward's account below the photo, it appears to be a positive Steelers memory. That could mean nothing, and perhaps the quarterback is just reminiscing on a fond moment in Pittsburgh, or it could be some sort of hint that he feels he's getting closer to a Steelers extension. As fans know, Fields and veteran quarterback Russell Wilson are both set to hit the open market as unrestricted free agents in 2025, barring a new agreement to remain in Pittsburgh. According to Khan on February 25, the Steelers have been in contact with the representatives of both Fields and Wilson, and their hope and preference is to re-sign one of them before free agency. This echoes the sentiment of owner and president Art Rooney too earlier this offseason. Khan also expressed a belief that both Fields and Wilson would still like to work something out with the Steelers. Having said that, the front office executive did not discuss potential price tags or holdups in the negotiations. With all that in mind, the Steelers GM added that until either Fields or Wilson is re-signed, all options are on the table at quarterback. When asked about Fields specifically during Khan's second round of questions on February 25, the general manager admitted that he hopes the former first-round QB was disappointed with the midseason benching that cut short his time as the starter. "I don't know if we learned anything new," Khan said of Fields. "We knew the type of person he was, and the character. I love Justin, I can't say enough about him, and I'm sure, getting benched, was tough for him. I hope he was disappointed," he continued. "That's what you want. You want guys that are going to be out there wanting to play. But it's been a great experience with Justin." Khan also noted that if he had to do the 2024 offseason all over again, pairing the Wilson signing with the Fields trade, he would, no question. When it comes to Fields versus Wilson, only one of the two is expected to garner a lot of intrigue in free agency. That's not to say no one will sign Wilson. There are several quarterback openings around the league and the former Super Bowl champion should be able to latch on somewhere, whether he's competing for a starting job or playing the mentor/stopgap role in front of a draft pick. Due to Fields' age and ceiling, however, he's expected to be the more sought-after QB. Teams like the New York Jets, New York Giants, Las Vegas Raiders and Indianapolis Colts have all been connected to Fields at some point or another. Even the Los Angeles Rams, who have been surrounded by Matthew Stafford trade rumors in recent weeks, have seen their betting odds rise when it comes to landing Fields. At the end of the day, all this means is that if the Steelers decide they want Fields as their 2025 starter, they must act before free agency. Wait too long, and they'll be stuck hoping Wilson signs a new deal. Sneaky good NFL free agents Steelers need to sign. The Pittsburgh Steelers collapsed during the stretch run of the 2024 NFL season and stumbled to an uninspiring conclusion. It's back to the drawing board for Omar Khan and the organization's front office, and the process of building a Super Bowl-worthy roster will begin on March 10 when the 2025 free agency window opens. The Steelers have three major needs that must be addressed in free agency, and they all come on the offensive side of the ball. The first issue the front office has to address is adding a second playmaker to pair with George Pickens. Pickens is a special talent, but he sometimes struggles with being the only option on the offense. In addition to that, he sometimes gets frustrated due to the attention he receives from the defense, with nobody else to help out. This leads to some of his attitude issues, and he could also stand to benefit from having an older mentor who has been around for a while and has experienced the ups and downs. Despite some ongoing rumors, trading Pickens would be the absolute wrong move. Rather, the team should invest in their young superstar by providing the stable leadership he needs to grow as a player and as a person. The most pressing issue that the Steelers have to resolve is their offensive line. The team seems to have uncovered a gem in Zach Frazier, and they've invested heavily in the offensive tackle position over the past 2 seasons. However, they still have work to do to solidify the interior of their line at the guard spot. There has been some talk that the team's 2 young offensive tackles might be better off at the guard spot. If that move were to be made, though, the team would then have holes at the tackle position. The bottom line is at least 1, and ideally 2, capable offensive linemen must be added to the roster this spring. DeAndre Hopkins, WR. The Steelers must upgrade their receiving core and add another playmaker. Pickens is an elite talent, but there's only so much that one can do. To make matters worse, Pickens has a mercurial attitude and hasn't quite learned the mental side of the position. Having a veteran presence around who also has experience handling the ups and downs and the pressure that comes with being the best playmaker could prove invaluable for Pickens as a mentor and a resource, even if Hopkins doesn't do anything on the field. Hopkins just might have a little bit left in the tank where he can contribute on the field, too. The Kansas City Chiefs acquired Hopkins for a reasonable price at the deadline, and he was helpful to the team down the stretch, if not being a real game-changer. Hopkins' days of dominating defenses, wrecking defensive game plans, and electrifying crowds by himself are probably over. New landing spot revealed for Steelers star Russell Wilson. Although the Pittsburgh Steelers look to be negotiating with both Russell Wilson and Justin Fields, Wilson could end up on a new team. Teams like the Las Vegas Raiders and New York Giants have emerged as players. The New Orleans Saints have emerged as a team that could be a serious threat to sign Wilson away from the Steelers. Sports Grid analyst Zach Cook is the latest to pinpoint a new spot for Wilson, and the Saints, even with Derek Carr there, could be a spot. Russell Wilson's future in the NFL is shrouded in uncertainty as he enters a pivotal stage of his career, Cook wrote. The key question is whether he will remain in Pittsburgh or if the seasoned quarterback will be on the move to what would be the 4th stop in his illustrious journey through the league. Despite the doubts, Wilson maintains that he still has valuable contributions to make on the field. Wilson struggled over the last 5 games of the season but still put up 15 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions, bringing the offense to its highest peak. And you fan? What do you think of Russell Wilson's situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.